Hey guys, it's ScherBR and welcome back to my channel. Well, we'll be doing the Fairy of the Ancient Archives EX5 now. I kind of recorded the stages EX1, 2, 3, and 4, but they are exactly the same, probably just the same as EX5. So it will be very boring for you guys to watch. I don't think this is needed. So I'll be only covering the stage number EX5. This one is a little harder because it's the highest mind of them all. 65k, not that high because we are getting stages with 90k already. So this stage has something that you can bring your friends, so this may be harder. So I'm bringing here, the squad is maybe one of the best I can make. I'm using Valkyrie Anatomia using Yufeng. Yufeng is a holy weapon. Iron Green using Steel Tank so I can heal when I need it. And then using Aimu with the Mog Rod for some quick damage. And Mercurius using the Schwelt. So I think this is one of my best squads for this type of stuff. Iron Green will kind of defend more of the time. I could be using Leone as well, but I don't think this is needed. So let's just start this and see how far we can go. The rewards from all the stages past this one were not worth, guys. There were mostly hammers. The game, this stage already give a lot of hammers, and then the chests give even more hammers. So sometimes I will get some gold tickets, sometimes I will just get some AP pots, but nothing that stands out. There's no Yggdrasil branch, no scrolls, no marks. So this event is kinda very old in Japanese version, so they didn't change the rewards. This is kinda bad, but also okay, because we don't have many things to do on this event. There's just not many things to trade. This event will just end very fast and you don't need to keep farming. Sometimes we need some events that don't have all the things to just farm a crazy amount of stuff. Especially now that we have already a lot of events going on. So let me just try to clear this wave as fast as possible, but we have to remember that this stage can be, you can defeat all the bosses at the same time. You have to rerun the stage, and by running the stage, you just be spending a lot more AP and more time. But okay, you see that this black scale fish here, it's related to the event. There's some information I noticed, but I didn't remember. He's very weak. Maybe there's some type of drop that can appear here, but nothing here now. So now we will just defeat this first boss. You see that they are strong through everything, unless the elemental choice. It's holy now, so it could be very easy. We can especially just do this. Let me just see. I don't think I really need to use my skills. So I will just attack normally, kill the enemies. Iron Green just kill it with the... Damage is good. I can readily go now, but we can see the type of damage that this boss can inflict. You already saw that this can inflict blind debuffs. I already saw this boss before. These skeletons like to inflict blind, poison, and status debuff. I don't remember if they inflict curse. I think they don't. So we'll just be watching the normal attacks here. I'll be drinking some coffee. I drink a lot of coffee. Iron Green here is just very nice. There's a lot of single target attacks, so you could just bring as well Klaus. Klaus is not from the correct element, but he's here just for healing. Iron Green doesn't heal back, but maybe you don't need it. Like I said, I didn't bring Leon because I don't think she was needed. Maybe if you don't have enough defense, if the damage is very high, you could just bring Leon. But I'm forgetting something. If the bosses can be fight for the same run, we can just unleash our skills here. We're just wasting time. I could have just started doing a rod and a lot of stuff, so we'll be doing on the next one. Oh, that's strange. My characters are doing overkill. Why are they doing overkill? Ah, because the dead bosses revives. So okay, now we will just stop playing with this enemy here. Look at my health, it's already on the half. Okay, now we will just unleash everything we have on this cup. 2 Mog Rods is enough. And he's reviving himself again. That's strange. 2 times. Maybe there's something to it. On all other stages they didn't revive, but they probably do the same stuff. The same type of status ailments, the same type of attacks. It seems like they won't revive anymore because there's no I could say a blue flame right after the health bar. But well, let's just use more Mob Rod here to see how much damage it can do. A lot of damage. And then I just dismiss the thing. Okay. Now let's just leave on auto. He's dead. But you see that they revive 2 times. Doesn't really matter because they don't have that much damage. Single target attacks, bosses that inflict single target attacks, they are the ones that we have to bring tanks. Tanks are for this. Defend against single target attacks. So that's it, we'll just clear the stage. Got 1 rainbow bug. Or 84 of the drop. It's a little higher than we have in the current in the game. The drops are usually 74, not 84. But okay, let's just keep going. This was the first one. We have to use some things here. I don't have that many spaces, but I'm waiting for them to to release the storage for the game. When we release this update, we will have something like storage. The items will be combined, like having 2 of the same items will be combined, not for weapons, but for materials, hammers, or this type of stuff here. FS enhancing swords. So I will just try to raise my true outlay to the max. Click on auto. I don't even know what it is. Okay. The game knows that your weapon is already reaching the max and doesn't add more hammers. We have to just use something more here. I can use hammers on this one. It already brings it to the max. I don't really care because I don't really need all that space for hammers. Let's get back to the stage. I have a lot of hammers to use. Let's just go to Fair Dictionary again. EX stage 5. Okay. So we'll just try to use the action skills on it since from the start. I think the Mob Rod is very strong, but all other bosses won't be weak to Molly. So let's see. They are strong for other elements, but not that strong. For people saying that these characters that we get for free are not strong, well, here's what I say to you. They are. You don't even need to use the most powerful characters in this game. Most of the time they are only really needed to special bosses. The overall content of the game can be beaten by the free characters you get. Mercurius and Naimo are free. Argreen is the best choice that you can do by using the secrets that sometimes it gives or the 100 day looking bonus. This is not a hard squad to make. Only Eventide Hakori is the main damage dealer. And I really recommend you guys to use Valkyries as main damage dealers because they can be used in any squad and the first and original Lenneth can't keep up with the game. You have to change her. And so if you're starting out, you have to just focus on banners with Valkyries. Okay, so we are on the second boss now. It's weak to darkness. I don't have darkness here, but it's okay. We can simply use one of the Mob Rod to defeat this enemies here and just try to attack with what we have. You need to leave on out. Now their resistance is kind of high, a little higher than I expected, but we still can do it in the next round. You can see that there's the fire, the blue fire, blue flame below his HP. This indicates that he will revive 2 more times. But it's okay. I didn't notice this because my monitor is not that good here, and it's kind of have a lot of light on the screen, so I didn't notice on the first time. So all the bosses will have to revive, so this just makes things more timely. But doesn't change the fact that this boss It's different than the other one. This one is a ghost, but it's still inflicting more single target damage. Tanking is still the way to go. And I here was thinking that the game was just the overkill mechanic for free. Sword of Judgment. You see that this one is more about mag damage. It's using magic attacks. So Arne Green is kind of weak to mag damage, but okay, we can still push it further if we invest on the potential force. I can simply use one of my Schwellplank again. I can use the U-Plank. What can I do more? I will use one of them used to things. It's enough to defeat it again. Holy Curse, so this one also inflicts Curse. Debuffs like the other ones. Sword of Judgment doesn't inflict anything. So this guy is more about Curse, the other one was more about Blind. Oops, let me just use those. Misutang is still hit in the air. I can simply use Mogrod now instead of going on auto. He will die. Now it's okay. The second one is down. So you can see that this boss inflicts Curse. Curse is not as impactful as Blind if you're trying to nuke. But if you're fighting for a long fight, Curse is worse than Poison. It will just make it everything harder. Well, that was a triple run. This is good. The follows are very nice. And we got some 6-star crystals as well. Was it from the enemy? I don't know. Let's just keep going. Maybe it was from the chest, but a chest from the 6K stage is only 3 6-star crystals. That's not a good reward. So this is how they were designing the game back then. We are way on a different type of gaming design now. The rewards are way better. You don't need to farm everything, but the rewards are way better now. First time reward. I'll probably just make picture with all of the boss's weakness, because this is an old event. They don't have the weakness on the top of their heads. Probably post on Reddit as well. Let me just remove the auto. You see that this is a different enemy. This one is the central boss. This one doesn't have the type of resistance. I'm forgetting, I don't have the 50 player here. So we can start with the Schwellplank. This one doesn't revive. You can see that there's no the blue flame here, so we can just unleash all our attacks. I will just wait to see if there's something different, so you guys can at least see if there's some different mechanics. Sometimes I just go way too overkill and don't see what the boss does, and I really have to remember this. Still just single target attacks. This one inflicts blind, but it didn't land on any of my characters. I will just attack normally to see if it does something different on the second turn. Nothing different so far. This inflicts freeze, so this is it, blind and freeze. Okay, we already know what it does, so let's just kill it. Always. I really like this last attack from Mercurius. It seems like Shoryuken from Gen. It's a very stylish character. I really want to use this character from now onwards. He will be one of my main characters. This was the central one, and we got a Nerium Stamina Potion. The least space, half of the value we used to reach the end. Okay, now we have 2 more left. 2 more. 1 here. Yeah, this was very fast. Oh, the name is very fun. Deus Magician. Here on Portuguese, Deus means God. So, God Magician. Yeah, this is it. One more normal enemy. Let me just try to see if we get something from this very strange type of enemy. Maybe he has some rates to drop something. Didn't drop anything. Okay, second to last boss. This time is a plant. Plant usually inflicts poison. Probably poison. It's weak to fire, so well, it also revives 2 times. You can see here the blue flames. We will just start by doing 12 blade and at least one of the Mog Rod. I can reach 2 at least. I have to defeat it on the same turn, or else it will just make waste my time. Okay. Nice, he just revived it. Poison, like I said. And paralyzed. So we already find out what this does. So just prepare yourself to poison and paralyze. Klaus is always good to deal with bosses and inflict poison because he can cure from poison. We defeat it again on the same turn. Saves times. You can only defeat it, you have to defeat these bosses within 3 turns. So dealing all the damage to the health bar on a single turn is the fastest way to go. Okay, let's just use all of our skills now. Yeah, it was enough. This was easy because it was weak to fire. Yeah? Now there's only 1 left. I really hope they give us some better rewards here, but it seems that they don't want to give us 1 single gold ticket. But at least it was a triple drop again. When I finish this boss, I will just try to show you guys how many drops I had from this event, and I really think I don't have to farm this event. We will be seeing this when this ends. Last boss, now we can just remove the focus, go to this boss, defeat it as soon as possible. Let's check if he drops something. No.
私は大丈夫。魔物。一気に片付ける。
Oops, I have to remember to turn it off. Let's just check this boss. It's a slime. And weak to thunder or lightning in this game. So we'll just start like always. Use one of the mob rods so I can defeat the minion. I think I still need more damage. I won't be able to defeat it on this turn. This will take more time. So freeze, ready to solid. Mag break. Mag break. Why mag break? Because sometimes slimes are more weak to mag attacks. So most of them are. This is something that kind of happens to all enemies in the game. They have elements of choice and also weakness of choice. They are not always the same. So this is more of the freeze, and they kind of try to inflict all the types of debuffs to us. We have to remember we can cure the status debuffs by using Spellclight. You see that I just cleared the debuff that I had. And it won't be enough to defeat it again. I have to remember that this type of boss is very good to use claws, because claws will just try to heal a lot of time because it's many hits. You also see that most of the time he's also doing single target attacks. Bring claws, don't bring art green. I'm just not bringing claws because this is not an event farm. If it was it, I would just bring claws and run on auto. Mag break. So you see that we're taking quite some time to deal damage to this enemy because he's kind of more resistant to normal attacks. More weak to mag attacks. And my anti-hawk rate lasts for the whole fight by being frozen. I will just kill it. Bye bye. So let's just hope that the last chest reward is something worth. I don't think it is. Just a large experience speed. What a bummer. So okay, we just finished all of the stages. I didn't farm anything here. I just cleared it once for all the stages. And when I click on the exchange booth, I will have the drops I got so far from the event without farming. So sorry, I had to turn my head off to see the numbers. I have almost 3,000 of the drops of this event. So I could just get this bow, because even if I don't want to use it, I don't plan to use it, I will just trade it for divine fragments. And this is what I'll be doing because I have some fireball. I don't need this one. I have a good fireball. I had a lot of fireballs in the game in the last events. So then we also have this way of getting this 5-star weapons upgrades. Doesn't really matter because I don't really want them. And it's very pricey to get this. Okay, so after getting this, we could just get this Awakening Ember. In the Zero book there's only 3. We still have enough. And then we just here to the Mark 3 things. I only recommend you guys to keep getting the skill up things. They are way more limited than the enchanting and marks. So if I get this 400, let me check what I have. 400 plus 600, 1000, 1.80. Yeah, I'm already done with the event. I don't really need to farm. I don't have to get these marks. This is an event that ends when you finish the things. You could get less than me because there's triple rewards when it drops, but this is it. Well, thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe if you haven't, and we'll see each other in the next video. Bye!